welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make vegan milk. I always thought that making vegan milk is super difficult, but actually it's very easy, and therefore I wanted to share this with you. So first we will be starting with making oat milk, and that is one of my favorites because it's super easy to make. It's very quick and cheap as well, and you can basically make it on demand because you don't have to soak oats beforehand. So here I have 100 grams of rolled oats. And here I have a couple of dates. You can choose the sweetener by yourself, whatever you prefer the most. But I'm going with dates, but otherwise you can use simply sugar or maple syrup, for example. And here I have a pinch of salt as well. And also I'm going to use 1 liter of water, of course. And here's a nut milk bag, which I'm also going to use because we will have to drain it through it. And this one's been used for quite a lot, and I have been using it not only for making vegan milks but also for making juices, and therefore it has changed its color a little bit. But otherwise, if you don't have a nut milk bag, you can also use a cheesecloth, which is folded in multiple layers, and then you can just drain it through that one. And of course we will also need blender. But yes, now let's get started, and we will place all of our ingredients in the blender, and then we will just start to blend. So all of the ingredients are inside the blender, and now we can just start to blend. For oat milk, I wouldn't suggest to blend it for longer than 1 minute because otherwise it will become a little bit like gluey, and that's one of the problems with oat milk. But otherwise just blend it for up to 1 minute until all of the ingredients are well combined and you have got something similar to milk color or consistency. But yes, let's get started. If you want Ta-da! As you can see, our oat milk is almost ready, and now it's just left to drain it through the oat milk bag. So let's do it! So basically all we have to do is simply pour it through this bag and then just squeeze it until all of the liquid has come through. So yeah, let's get started. Here you go. As you can see, it is slowly starting to come through, but we can just simply squeeze it and it will make the process a little bit quicker. Ta-da! And here is our oat milk. So I will grab a spoon and we will be doing a taste test in 1 second. I have literally grabbed the biggest spoon from my drawer, but let's do the taste test now. The milk itself is quite creamy and milky, and I wouldn't say that I would see the difference between regular milk because it literally looks like the same. But let's taste it now. You can feel the oat taste, definitely, that's one of the things, but otherwise it tastes very nice. And as I said before, this is one of my favorite vegan milks, and it is super easy to make. It literally costs nothing, and you can basically make it on demand because you don't have to soak oats beforehand. And yeah, it's very easy and definitely something that I would suggest for you to try out. But now let's continue with the second vegan milk, and the second one that I'm going to show you in this video will be almond milk. And as you probably have realized, basically you can make vegan milk from anything, which can be oats, different nuts or seeds, so you can just simply choose whatever you prefer the most. But the second one we are making is almond milk, and here I have soaked almonds overnight. So basically if you're making milk from nuts or seeds, you have to soak them beforehand for at least up to 8 hours. So normally I just do it overnight and then I can make it in the morning as I am doing it now. But yeah, here I have soaked approximately 150 grams of almonds, and besides that we are also going to need sweetener, but if you don't want, you don't have to use it, and otherwise dates can be substituted by maple syrup or simply sugar. And also we are going to use a pinch of salt, 1 liter of water, and besides that we are also going to need nut milk bag and blender as well. But now let's get started, and the first thing we will need to do is to drain our almonds and wash them in water. So here we have our almonds, and now let's just simply do the same thing as we did before with the oat milk, and let's put all of the ingredients in the blender. And now we can just add our water. If I didn't mention before, then here's 1 liter as well. And now let's start blending. This is going to take for about 3 to 5 minutes because we want the almonds to be mixed in and blended very well. Let's go! And here's our almond milk, and now we just have to filter it through the nut milk bag. At the end I was blending it only for about 1 minute or 2 because it became milky quite quick. So it's actually not necessary to do it for longer, but if you feel like your blender isn't powerful enough, or if you feel like it needs extra blending time, then definitely go for it because you cannot go wrong with it. But now let's filter it through. The same thing as before, we just simply have to pour the liquid through and then just squeeze it to get all the liquidy part in our bowl. Let's go! Most part has already gone through, but there is still loads inside, so let's just squeeze it out. This is definitely much easier than milking cow or any other animal. And you don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I think we're done. So let's do the taste test. So I'm back with my big spoon and we can do the taste test again. By the color, milk looks very milky and white, and as I said before, you wouldn't see the difference between the regular milk. It's just that the taste might be a little different, but different doesn't mean that it's bad. But now let's taste it. So yeah, you definitely can feel the almond taste, but it's a good way of feeling it because it tastes nutty and kind of creamy as well, so it's definitely something I would suggest for you to try out. So here are both of our vegan milks that I just made, and they both look quite similar, but you can still see a little bit of a difference. So this is our oat milk and this is our almond milk. I'm not quite sure if you can see it through the camera, but in the color you can see a little bit of a difference. So oat milk is a little bit more yellowish and more like eggshell color or creamier, but the almond milk is more like snow white, and yeah, it's super white. I'm actually quite surprised that it can become so white. But both of them are very delicious, as I mentioned and tried before, but taste is definitely something that you have to try it out, and not everything is for everyone, so basically you just have to try it out and mix and match with different other ingredients, see if the sweetener is enough for you, or if you want to add more, or if you just simply want to exclude it at all. Otherwise you can also add extracts, as for example vanilla extract or caramel extract, just to give it a little bit of an extra taste. But this is definitely something that I would suggest for you to try out. And if you are looking for DIY options on how to make your own vegan milk, then this is definitely something that you have to try out. And basically, as I said before, you can do it with everything. Any nuts or seeds will work, as well as oats, so just try it out and experiment. And another thing that I didn't mention before is that after filtering through the nut milk bag, you will have some leftovers. And here I have leftovers from the almond milk, so they look like this, and you definitely shouldn't throw them out because you can use them again, and you can add them, for example, to smoothies or oatmeals, or to different doughs, for example when making pancakes, cookies, cakes or muffins or whatever. So this is a great solution on how to use them, and basically you're using all of the ingredients and eliminating waste as much as it is is possible, so that's like super great. And last but not least, these milks can be stored in the fridge for up to 3 days, and before use you have to simply shake them. But that was basically it from me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I inspired you to make your own oat or almond milk or any other vegan milk at home. I will link all the details below this video. Please give me thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, and see you later. Bye!